on, guys? It's Josh here with Buckeye Bowhunter. Today, I am back at the Frank farm. It is October 22nd. Last night, I got a photo. Actually, I got like 20 photos of a really big buck bedded in front of one of my cameras at from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning. I kind of want to get in here and do kind of like observation hunt slash be in a spot where I can kill. Now with a west wind, it's kind of pushing it, but I think it might be one of those winds where it kind of puts the wind in the buck's favor, but not really, depending on where I set up and depending on where he's bedded. There's a lot of ifs here. I really feel like tonight is a good night. I feel like deer are going to be moving. It's very overcast. It's kind of calmed down. We got about a 3-4 mile an hour variable wind, which is what's kind of messing with me right now. So I got down in here, and right now I'm kind of at the point of no return. If I keep going, I just got to go hunt and find a tree and just stick with it. But there's still time for me to turn back. I'm kind of standing here. I keep throwing out milkweed, trying to figure out which way this wind's blowing. And see, now it's blowing out of the kind of a southwest, which is good. But it's been so variable. It's been all over the place. Literally all over the place. Blowing out of the north, blowing out of the south, blowing out of the east, blowing out of the west. I'm not sure what to do. So I've just kind of been standing here for 15-20 minutes. See, now it's blowing straight east. Most guys will tell you if you got a wind like that, you probably shouldn't hunt. You should probably stay home. But I don't know. I'm all the way out here, right? And just kind of ease up to the top of this hill here, kind of see what the wind's doing down this bottom. This is kind of, this ag field comes up to this woodlot, and the woodlot kind of crests out at the top of this ag field, and then it drops down into that swamp. And on the other side of the swamp is where I was getting pictures of that buck bedded. And then maybe that way about 200, 250 yards is where I was getting photos of the big 11. So it's all right here. And there's a really good bedding area just down across over the other side of this hill as well. So it could be a pretty good spot. But we'll never know unless we get set up and see. So I'm just going to keep kind of my tabs on the wind and see what I can make happen. Alright guys, I am all set up. I've literally never hunted out of this tree, and I've been on this farm for 15 years. I thought I've probably hunted out of every tree by now, but I guess not. What I ended up doing, I got to the top of this hill here, and that's why you cannot go by what the Weather Channel says. Please, I urge you, if watching my channel you get anything out of it, carry some of this stuff with you, because we're supposed to have a west wind right now, and this stuff's blowing straight out of the south, almost southeast. This kind of really worked out. I just worked my way in here slowly, dropping milkweed, and if the wind direction started shifting or started changing, I just would kind of back out and go around and try and come in from a different angle, and just to keep my wind from blowing out into this swamp and across the swamp into all these bedding areas. And I think it kind of worked out. I ended up slipping in here into this little woodlot like I was telling you guys about earlier. I got a bedding area behind me, about 100 yards, 75 yards, And this is pretty much all bedding out in front of me. Bedding down to the south, bedding to the west. Like I said earlier, the big 11 is living down here. At least he was. Haven't had pictures of him in a little bit. And this new buck showed up last night, and he was actually bedding in front of he actually bedded down in front of my camera, straight over there. Now, the reason I kind of picked this spot is it's kind of centrally located, and there is actually some really fresh sign in here too, and that's kind of why I stopped right here. I was gonna move in a little closer. Because of this fresh sign, I decided, let's not push it. The wind is good right here where I'm sitting. It's actually blowing straight out across this little pond, this little beaver pond. There's a really good deer trail that comes across the swamp and pops in this woodlot right in front of me at about 20 yards. There's a couple other decent trails that are coming from directly north of me, north and south. And they kind of run up the edge of this woodlot. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping one of these bucks make their way up through here. That'd be pretty sweet. That was cool. 2 button bucks, and then a year and a half. He was kind of harassing them. Now we just need one of these big boys to do that. That worked out exactly how we wanted it, so our wind was perfect. Well, we got about probably 15, 20 minutes left here of camera light. About a half hour of shooting light. It's been a pretty eventful evening. I had those same 2 button bucks come back. And walk back off into the swamp from where they came from in the first place. I've heard a couple other deer moving around out there. Could be those same button bucks, but I can't really see them because it's more south and I got a bunch of brush between me and them. But after that forkhorn came through, I had 2 bigger does walking right down that same trail, and I figured they were going to walk right in front of me, just like those other deer did. And I thought about shooting one. I grabbed my bow. But right before they got to the tree line here, they must have seen something or heard something off to the south. They both just kind of like perked up and were like staring over there really intently. And then they the one just like took off running that way. And then the other one just kind of trotted behind it. And they kind of just skirted around this woodlot. But I don't know what they saw. I don't think they smelled me. They didn't act like that. They acted, I don't know, they acted like they were running to save something or something. It was weird. I've never really seen that before. So, whatever it was, saved their butts. Because I think I would have shot that deer. Got some coyotes off in the background, howling like nuts. It's pretty cool. Alright, well, let's get locked in here. You never know, this is the best time of the night, so.